We are going to take a tour of a rock station. This is a rock station. We have a drum set and power supply, which is attached up here so we don't run over the cables. We're trying to be really careful with the back so that the cables stay flush and then we don't kick them out with our feet. We will take a look and revisit this to make sure that they're up and out of the way of feet. This clamp holds the computer in place. Please do not loosen the clamp, do not move the computers. This connection allows the drum set to communicate with the computer as well as the main input device, the volt, which we're going to take a look at in the front. This is really critical that this is connected and working. If you don't get any signal, check to make sure that's plugged in. The back of the monitor speakers, please don't touch the knobs. They're set for specific things. The cables are set specifically as well, and they should be on the desk completely. And we have one on each side. They're lined up so that they're about equal so that you have a nice center as you're listening. Now let's start on this end. Cables, don't wrap them too tightly. We talk about how to wrap cables. The cable will tell you how it wants to be wrapped, over and under. We will practice that. So they should be wrapped up at the end of every class period. Nothing should be hanging off the desk. The only exception is the cables in the back, which are tightly put together. And again, we'll be working on cable management to tighten that up even more. Nothing should be hanging off any other edge of the desk. And so this will be what normalizing looks like, okay? Now, let's talk about headphones. This is a headphone amp. It allows 4 sets of headphones to hear the same signal coming out of the volt. The volt is the box that sends the sound to the headphone amp. Right now we have the drummer listing here. We have this head of headphones, which could be a guitarist, it could be a singer, it could be anybody. We can also plug in 2 more sets of headphones in the back. The back takes that kind of connection. Headphones should have this kind of gold adapter for 1/4 inch. Headphones should have that. And if you need one, just let me know. The speakers are set at 50%. Please do not turn that up. The speakers should be on. Just leave them on. Don't turn them off. They like to have consistent power and temperature inside, and they use very, very little power when they're on. Now taking a look at the whole workstation here, you can see that the volt is off to the left a little bit from the speaker. I specifically set that up so that the 4 inputs, which could be microphone, guitar, bass, are set up to the left. The musician should be off to the left, standing with their guitar cables plugged in and facing over in this area. That'll be less traffic for the person running the computer, which could run over the cables. So the cable should be going this way. That's going to be where we stand, cable management. That should be good. Right here, this set of headphones is for the person running the computer. Now, if that's you playing guitar, that's fine. The output is right here for these headphones. Now, the headphone jack right here is very sensitive. Like, that's really loud. This one's set louder because it's driving the headphone amp. So those 4 sets of headphones need a little bit more power to do what they do. So this is turned up to 50%. I recommend not turning that up, and to be careful with your volume here on the headphones when you're sitting here at the computer. The master volume for the speakers is this. So if you can't hear the speakers, just turn this up. These are the volumes for each individual track. This button is if you're using a specific type of microphone called a condenser microphone. It needs phantom power. So right up close, it says 48 volts. If that's on, it doesn't hurt anything. If it's not on and you're using that type of microphone, you won't hear anything. If it is on, just tap it once and it'll blink and then turn itself off. If you're using an instrument, push that button. Then if you want a compressor, push this button. If you want a different type of compression, we have vocals, guitar, or fast. That means it's a super fast compressor. You can try out each one of these and see what you think. I recommend using a compressor because I think it's really good. So you have 4 inputs. If you have 4 inputs with instruments, do that. If it's vocals, you turn these off, okay? So if things are left on over here, it doesn't hurt anything if nothing's plugged in. These are really crucial because you won't hear anything if you don't have these on. So these are monitors for input 1, 2, 3, and 4, and output 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I recommend is if you just leave these on all the time, it doesn't hurt anything. And you'll be able to hear stuff coming out of the headphone jack or the monitors, or you'll be able to hear the inputs and what's going on here. So you can mess around with that, have some fun with it, and see how those things work. Now, again, backing up, This workspace is dedicated for one person to sit here. Instrumentalists are over here, or vocalists. The drummer is over here. Let's take a look at the drummer's headphones. The headphones are here on the hi-hat, and the cable wraps around and goes behind the volt. When I say volt, that's the volt. So it goes all the way around and plugs into input number 4. I've set that up on all the workstations, so let's keep input 4 for the drummer. The drummer can ask somebody to turn up their volume. Please be careful, don't hurt each other. Don't screw around with this or I'll ban you from these workstations, because this is not a place to horse around, because people could get hurt, so be careful. By the way, I've protected a little bit by turning this volume only to 50%. The maximum volume you do here would not cause permanent damage, but would be very uncomfortable if you cranked it all the way up. So please don't do that. Again, back out. We'll look at the whole thing. Drum set up here. The wires here are the USB connection to go into this little silver thing under the computer so that the computer can hear the drums. And we have the power output coming out here, going to the back and plugging in behind the desk. Please don't put space between the drum set and the desk. I don't want people traveling through here. There's too many cables. Things will get broken. So that is our introduction to our rock station. We haven't talked about the software and routing sound throughout inside the software in GarageBand or Soundtrap. That's for a different video. But thank you for normalizing at the end of every class period so that it looks like this. And we will evolve as we do things, and enjoy your rock station.